Hello and welcome to Trailblazers Book Club, a podcast by Trailblazers Toastmasters Club. Get ready to ignite your curiosity, expand your knowledge, and embark on a path of continuous learning and improvement. Tune in and join us as we pave the way to becoming trailblazers in our personal and professional lives. I'm your host Abhinav and I have been with Trailblazers and Toastmasters since June 2016. Though I cannot call myself an avid reader, but I take this opportunity to explore new perspectives and ideas. In this podcast, we discuss books related to communication and leadership. As they say, today a reader, tomorrow a leader. I believe that if you read books, surely some part of your brain gets triggered that enables you to look at things much more deeply. And whether you are a seasoned bookworm or just beginning your reading adventure, Trailblazers Book Club is your guide to unlocking the secrets of effective communication and impactful leadership. I'm going to review some of my favorite books I have read in recent past. Sit back and enjoy and learn tidbits from the best books out there related to communication and leadership. In this episode, I'll talk about two books. First book is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And one more book about habits again, The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. Digressing a bit, I want to talk about some people I'm jealous of. And that's because I know they're faking it, but still doing it successfully. I'm talking about none other than the self-proclaimed life coaches, mentors, public speaker and likes. Many of us at some point in life read self-help books. In fact, self-help books sell the most in India. The intention is clear. We think that by reading and following the advice in the book, we might make our life better. As we know, we are an aspirational country. It is a huge genre itself. They often turns out into best-selling books months out of months. But seriously, how many lives of people you know, including your own, has actually changed just by reading books? Passively reading is not really reading, right? It's just entertainment, isn't it? So why I'm jealous of the blokes who call themselves life coaches? One, because it is evident that they are really good at public speaking, which I'm envious of. I can speak to a good size of people without breaking a sweat now, thanks to Toastmasters. But I think I'm still far away from being called a public speaker, in quotes. Still some way to go. Secondly, I understand some people are really creature of habits and their life can't really change just by reading some books, attending a free seminar, or by just joining Toastmasters. The onus of improving somebody's life lies with the person itself. Deep down, I think, if you just analyze, you know what is really wrong in your life. And you know how to solve it, but inertia. Of course, if you don't know really who you are, you can take some advice, try to mold it to fit your own life and try to succeed. The people who become these life coaches and all understand these problems as well. Now, these are just people who dress well, speak good words, tell you these 5 points and you'll become great. But in reality, it doesn't happen. There's no 5-pointer plan to become successful. People might act like they know it all, maybe milk your money in the process. I don't think it's unethical because you paid for yourself, nobody actually forced you to do it. But you have to see who is actually a role model and who is not your role model, and whether their success will fit into your life or not. Having said that, after reading Atomic Habits, I got to learn some things which changed my opinion about this. So I've basically read 2 books about habits. This one, Atomic Habits, and one more I mentioned is that The Power of Habit by Charles Duhigg. While The Power of Habit goes a bit scientific, although still being really good, about how the habits are formed, and how habits are individuals are formed by going deep into science, how it fits into your brain, how your brain reacts, how the neural networks formed. Atomic Habits, on the other hand, uses all that and tells us about how to actually create habits and put them to use. One of the most important lessons from the book is that which trumps every life coach advice which you'll get, and it will use the same thing to make you believe them. I quote, "The ultimate form of intrinsic motivation is when a habit becomes part of your identity. It's one thing to say, I'm a type of person who wants this. It's something very different to say that I'm the person who is this. The more pride you have in a particular aspect of your identity, the more motivated you will be to maintain the habits associated with it. The goal is not to read a book. The goal is to become a reader. The goal is not to run a marathon. The goal is to become a runner. The goal is not to learn an instrument. The goal is to become a musician." It's a simple two-way process. Decide the type of person you want to be and prove to yourself with small wins. The above, which I said, is just used very effectively by the life coaches who are new. They know they're new to the game, but they already believe that that's what they are. That is, self-proclaimed experts. So they will do everything possible to act like a life coach, and that is really clever. Except life coach, other things are slightly difficult. You can't become a musician unless you actually know how to learn. You can't become a runner. You actually have to start running. But life coach is something you can just say, I'm a life coach, convincingly. You have to speak convincingly. Now, although this podcast is not about them, the lesson we learned from these books is that if you want to change a habit or develop one, act like the person who has good habits. If you transform your identity to become like a role model, the job is done. So I found Atomic Habits one of the most well thought of self-help books I've ever read. It gives charts, shout-outs, call-outs, and makes the habit formulation much more simpler. I recommend this book to anybody who has already understood the problems which they have and are open to fix them. Now it's still up to you how much you want to change your life. I conclude by this small part of the book. It summarizes itself pretty well. Whenever you're looking to improve, you can notate some laws of behavior change until you find the next bottleneck. Make it obvious, make it attractive, make it easy, make it satisfied, round and round. As we conclude today's expedition to the world of books, remember that every page turned is a step forward in your quest for knowledge and inspiration. Whether you're intrigued by the book we discussed or you're eager to explore new literary trails, let's continue blazing new paths in our reading journey. Don't forget to join the Trailblazers book club by subscribing for more captivating book reviews and sharing your insight with us. Together, let's create a community of trailblazing leaders and readers who embrace the power of storytelling. Until our next adventure, keep exploring, keep reading, and may your literary discoveries light up your path. This is your host, Abhinav, signing off. See you in the next episode.